السلام عليكم. أهلا وسهلا بكم طلبتي الأعزاء، طلبة المرحلة الثالثة في محاضرة جديدة من محاضرات النحو المقارن. In this lecture, we are going to study coordination in English. So, this lecture will be part 1 discussing the topic of coordination. In part 2, we shall discuss coordination in Arabic. First of all, we need to give some basic definition of the term coordination or of the process which is called coordination. So coordination is a method of combining words, phrases and clauses. إذا هي عبارة عن عملية أو طريقة يمكن من خلالها ربط كلمات أو عبارات اسمية أو حتى عبارات فعلية. Coordinated structures are equal in importance. تبقى العبارات الفعلية المرتبطة باستخدام الكوردينيتورز تبقى محافظة على أهميتها وكذلك على استقلاليتها. Thus, they should be parallel in structure. إذن لابد أن تكون كل العبارات الفعلية التي تربط باستخدام الكوردينيتورز متساوية متناظرة من ناحية الأهمية ومن ناحية الاستقلالية كذلك. Now, we start discussing coordination in English clauses by saying that coordinated clauses in English may be linked by two ways. There are two ways in which coordination can be found. The first method or way is called syndetic coordination ونعني به الربط باستخدام أدوات ربط تناسقية اللي هي مثلا and, or, but, etc. This means that the explicit coordinators are used. أي نعني في هذا النوع من أنواع الربط تكون أدوات الربط ظاهرة وموجودة في الجملة. For example, slowly and stealthily he crept towards his victim. Here we have two adverbs which have been coordinated by using the coordinator and. So, this kind of coordination is called syndetic coordination because the coordinator is present, it can be seen. The other type of coordination is called asyndetic coordination, which is the opposite of syndetic coordination ونعني به أن تكون هنالك علاقة ربط من الكوردينيشن لكن ليست هنالك أداة ربط ظاهرة في الجملة بل نعوض عن أدوات الربط باستخدام علامات الترقيم المناسبة وهي استخدام الفارزة. So, in asyndetic coordination, no coordinators are used without any linking word. So, we have coordination, but we don't have coordinators. This is what we mean by asyndetic coordination. The same example can be put or can be linked by asyndetic coordination in which no coordinators are used but we use instead a punctuation mark which is a comma. So we can say slowly, stealthily he crept towards his victims or his victim. So here again we have coordination but the type of coordination here is called asyndetic and it is called so because there are no present coordinators. So, compound sentences by coordination by using the second type of coordination which is called Asyndeton. It is a type of coordination as we have already said in which no coordinating conjunction is present between the conjunct. So we have a relation of coordination but we don't have implicit we have implicit but not explicit coordinators. There is coordination but there are no coordinators. أكو علاقة coordination لكن لا توجد أدوات ربط ظاهرة في الجملة. For example, he is here, his mind is someplace else. Here we have coordination between these two clauses but no coordinator is present. Or when you say he came, he saw, he conquered. Again, we have a relation of coordination, and this type of coordination is called asyndeton or asyndetic coordination, which means that there are no coordinators which can be found in the sentence. Again, asyndeton can be found in many other examples. For example, it was a happy time, a carefree time, a period of our lives which we will never forget. Here, as you can see, we have three clauses which have been linked or connected by coordination, but it is asyndeton or asyndetic coordination in which no coordinators are used, but instead we have used the commas. So it is still coordination, but the type is called asyndeton because we cannot see coordinators linking between these three clauses. Now we go back to the first type of coordination, which is called syndetic coordination, in which a coordinating conjunction is present. It is the most common type. نلاحظ أنه السينديتيك كوردينيشن يعني عملية الربط باستخدام الكوردينيترز هي العملية الأكثر شيوعا والأكثر انتشارا من النوع الآخر اللي هو asyndetic coordination. So, syndetic coordination or syndeton involves grammatical coordination of elements of a sentence using coordinating conjunctions. So, whenever we say syndetic coordination or syndeton, this means that we have a relation of coordination in which the linking words or the coordinating conjunctions are present or can be seen in the sentence. Now, what is a conjunction? We have already said that in a syndetic coordination, there are coordinators or coordinating conjunctions. So first of all, we need to give some basic definition of the term conjunction. A conjunction is a part of speech that connects two words, sentences, phrases, or clauses. إذن الconjunction أو أداة الربط هي عبارة عن أحد أجزاء الكلام التي تستخدم من أجل الربط ما بين كلمتين أو جملتين بسيطة أو عبارتين اسمية أو حتى عبارتين فعلية. For example, I ate the pizza and the pasta. Here we have syndetic coordination in which the coordinator and is used to connect between two noun phrases, the pizza, the pasta. In example B, call the meeting when you are ready. Here also we have a connection which is made between two clauses, but here we have subordination. Again, in subordination, a conjunction is being used, which is the subordinator when. In example C, again we have coordination, and the type of coordination is syndetic because the coordinator and is present. And here we have used the coordinator and to link between two words because we have only two words here, to and to. So as you can see, this is the function of a conjunction, whether it is a coordinator or a subordinator, to connect between different parts of sentences, whether they are words, phrases, clauses, or even simple sentences, linking them together. Now we will start with the coordinating conjunctions because our lecture is talking about coordination. So we can say that a coordinating conjunction is used to connect either words, phrases, or clauses of equal value. This is very important. The words or the phrases or the clauses which have been linked by using coordination will remain having the same or the equal value or importance. يعني تبقى الأجزاء التي تربط باستخدام coordinating conjunctions تبقى محافظة على نفس أهميتها، على نفس قيمتها، على نفس استقلاليتها. Okay, this is in coordination لأننا سنرى لاحقا when we study subordination إنه راح تتغير هذه الأهمية، راح تصبح عندنا إحدى العبارات مهمة أكثر من عبارة أخرى ستكون ثانوية أو أقل أهمية. أما في الكوردينيشن تبقى كل العبارات المترابطة بنفس القدر من الأهمية ولها نفس القيمة. Now, coordinators, what do we mean by a coordinator, or what is the function of a coordinator? A coordinator is used to link two main clauses which are equal in power and each can stand alone. So this is the function of a coordinator, إنه يربط ما بين عبارتين فعليتين مستقلتين وتبقى كل عبارة محافظة على أهميتها وقوتها وفعاليتها. كذلك ممكن أن تستخدم كل عبارة على حدة وبشكل منفصل ويكون لها معنى مستقل متكامل تماما. The two clauses are co-working equally. إذن في حالة استخدام الكوردينيشن أو الكوردينيترز تبقى هذه العبارات الفعلية المترابطة تعمل معا بتناسق وبشكل متساوي. Coordinators in English, we have these or this list of coordinators: for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. To simplify memorizing these coordinators, they have been put into one single word by choosing the first letter of each coordinator. This acronym, fanboys, will make it easier for you to remember all these coordinators. So as you can see here in this diagram, how this acronym fanboys have been or has been made by choosing the first letter of each coordinator. So for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so اختارينا الحرف الأول من كل أداة ربط ووضع في كلمة واحدة أصبح بمثابة مختصر اللي هو fanboys كي تسهل عملية حفظ ال coordinating conjunctions in English. حتى نذكر مثلا ال F stands for, ال A stands for and, ال N stands for nor, ال B stands for but, O stands for or, Y stands for yet, and S stands for so. In the following examples, the coordinating conjunctions are underlined and the words they connect are italicized. نلاحظ في الأمثلة هنا الأدوات تلاحظون إنه موجودة في اللون البنفسجي وأيضا they are underlined, and the words they are connected or the phrases or the verbs are written in italicized and the green color. In the green color in the first example. مثلا we say my cousin and his wife left yesterday for a trip to Washington DC. Here we have syndetic coordination in which the coordinator and is used, and we are here connecting two nouns or two noun phrases: my cousin, his wife. In the second example, they printed out directions but forgot to bring them. Here we have what is called also syndetic coordination in which but is used, and we have here linked between two verbs: printed, forgot. In the third example, put the luggage on the doorstep or in the garage. Here we have also syndetic coordination in which the coordinator or is used, and we are linking between two prepositional phrases: on the doorstep and in the garage. Or even we can use coordinators to link between sentences. Our family wanted to go to the park, but we decided to go to the fair instead. Here we have two simple or separate sentences which have been linked by using the coordinator but, so we have syndetic coordination because the coordinator is present. Now, the conjunctions also, we said that they are words that connect words, phrases, or even sentences. Now, let's have this funny or interesting exercise indicate which parts of speech are being connected by using coordinators. So, in the first example, John and Mary laughed. Here we have a connection between two nouns, John, Mary. Do you want to eat or drink anything? Here we have linked between two verbs, eat, drink. It's sad but true. Here we have connection between two adjectives, sad, true. John stayed home for he was very sick. Here we can say that we have a connection between two simple sentences or between two clauses. John smiled, yet he wasn't amused. Also here we have a linkage or connection between two simple sentences or two clauses. He shouted, so I shouted back. Also here we have two sentences or two clauses. I never said yes, nor will I ever say yes. Also we have here used the coordinator nor to connect between two simple sentences or two clauses. Now we come to the details regarding the coordinating conjunctions. As we have seen that the coordinating conjunctions are used to join two words, two phrases, two clauses, or even two simple sentences. For example, Ned is a fast but unmotivated horse. Here we have a coordinator joining between two adjectives. In example number 2, he eats apples and grass. Here we have coordination joining between two nouns, apples, grass. In the third example, he will win the race or he will give up quickly. Here we have coordination linking between two independent clauses or two simple sentences. Now we come to discuss in detail the fanboys or the coordinating conjunctions in English, and we will start with the coordinator and. As you can see here in the example, we have two separate sentences or two clauses which can be linked by using and. It was raining, the wind was strong. We can connect these two simple sentences and say it was raining and the wind was strong. The coordinating conjunction and denotes a number of meanings or relationships. إذن أداة العطف أو أداة الربط and تستخدم في الحقيقة لعدة معاني دلالية متنوعة. For example, number 1, we have the relationship of consequence or result or cause and effect. إذا نستخدم and للدلالة على وجود علاقة تشير إلى السبب والنتيجة. For example, she quarreled with her boss, resigned, and left the country. Here we have a number of actions taking place, one as a result of the other. So, why did she resign? Because she quarreled with her boss. And why did she leave the country? Because she resigned after quarreling with her boss. In the second example, it rained heavily and the streets were flooded. So, as a result or as a consequence of raining heavily, the streets were flooded. He saw the accident and called the ambulance. Here again, as a result or as a consequence of seeing the accident, he called the ambulance. So in these three examples, and is used to express a relation of consequence or result or cause and effect. Number 2, and can be used to express a chronological sequence. يعني ممكن أن نستخدم and للدلالة على وجود علاقة تشير إلى تسلسل زمني في الأحداث. We fixed the car and went to the shops. يعني هنا استخدمنا and كي نربط ما بين حدثين وهنالك تسلسل زمني يربط ما بين الحدثين أحدهما حدث قبل الآخر. So first we fixed the car, then we went to the shops. ممكن أن نعبر عن هذا النوع من العلاقة باستخدام and. He finished his work and visited his uncle. أيضا هنا لدينا تسلسل زمني معين. Finishing the work, then visiting the uncle. John came home and cooked a meal. Also here we have a chronological sequence. After coming home, something else is done, which is cooking a meal. So as you can see here, and can be used to express a chronological sequence. Number 3, and also can be used to express a contrast, just like the coordinator but. يمكن أن نستخدم and بنفس معنى but للدلالة على التناقض، التباين أو المقارنة ما بين شيئين أو حتى ما بين شخصين. For example, the teacher is worried and the students are happy. Here you can feel or you can see that there is some contrast because someone is worried while the others are happy. So, and can be used to express such a meaning. Ali is clever and his brother is lazy. Also here you can find some contrast or comparison between two different people having two different characteristics. One of them is clever while the other is lazy. So also we have used and because and can have this meaning or can express a meaning of contrast just like but. Number 4, also and can be used to express a concession relation. Also here but can be used instead of and. Concession معناها التسليم بشيء. So here we have a certain fact and we expect something which will be built on this fact but something else happens. يعني احنا نقول concession relation معناها حدث عندنا شيء معين وعلى أساس هذا الشيء المعين نتوقع أن يحدث شيء آخر، لكن لا يحدث ما نتوقعه بل يحدث شيء آخر مختلف تماما. هذا هو ما نسميه a relation of concession and ممكن أن تعبر أيضا عن هذا النوع من المعاني. For example, we tried our best and couldn't save the child. إذا هنا استخدمنا and للدلالة على وجود a concession relation. يعني رغم أنه إحنا بذلنا كل ما بوسعنا نتوقع أنه مثلا تمكنا من إنقاذ الطفل لكن هذا لم يحدث، حدث عكس ما كان متوقعا. هذا نسميه relation of concession. Or when we say he had lived for 10 long years penniless and had never complained. إحنا نتوقع أنه أحد يعيش لمدة 10 سنوات فقيرا معدما أنه يشتكي من شيء ما، لكن هذا لم يحدث، حدث عكس ذلك أنه لم يشتكي إطلاقا. This is called a relation of concession in which and can be used to express such a meaning. Also in the third example, the boy was injured and he didn't give up. نحن نتوقع because he was injured he will give up, but this didn't happen, but he didn't give up. Okay, this is called a relation of concession. Number 5, and can be used to express a relation of condition تدل على الشرط. Buy this car and save your money. تماما بمعنى if you buy this car you will save your money. Respect your neighbor and he will respect you. If you respect your neighbor he will respect you. إذن ممكن أن تستخدم and للدلالة على وجود معنى شرطي في الجملة. Number 6, addition الإضافة. هذا هو المعنى the most general meaning of and. تستخدم للإضافة لإضافة شيء إلى شيء آخر، معلومة إلى معلومة أخرى. She plays the piano and sings pop songs. إذن plays piano and singing pop songs. This is addition. Paul listens to music and reads books. Listening to music and reading books. She tells great jokes and she sings brilliantly. I run and play every day. Here we have used and to indicate a relation of addition. Now we come to the other coordinators and we start with but. It is used to show contrast. We know this is the central meaning of but, to show contrast. Sue wanted to go to the game, but she had to work. Or is used to join two ideas when there is a choice between them. نحن نعرف أنه نستخدم or للدلالة على وجود خيارين أو فكرتين مطروحة في الجملة وتكون عادة الجملة مثبتة. You have to finish your homework or you will not go to the concert. So you have to make something or to choose one of these two choices. Yet is used to show أيضا contrast. yet has the same meaning as but. They ran all the way to school, yet they were late anyway. So is used to show the second clause is the result of the first. إذن نستخدم so للدلالة على أنه العبارة الفعلية الثانية هي نتيجة لما حدث في العبارة الفعلية الأولى. For example, Mary turned on the oven so she could bake a cake. What is the reason of turning on the oven, or what is the result of turning on the oven? To bake a cake. So this is the result which has been expressed by using the coordinator so. As you can see here, you have in this table the coordinated conjunctions and the logical relationship of each coordinator. For example, you have and the logical relationship is addition. نستخدم and للإضافة. But and yet the logical relationship of both is contrast للدلالة على التناقض أو التباين. Or and nor are both used or the logical relationship of them is choice للخيار ما بين شيئين. For is used to indicate a cause relationship, while so is used to indicate that there is some result relationship. Also, you can see here the coordinated conjunctions which join words, phrases, or even independent clauses. اللي هي قلنا نختصرها بكلمة fan boys. تلاحظون كل هذه الكوردينيترز موجودة في الجدول وأمامها الجملة التي استخدمت فيها. مثلا John bought a bottle of water for he was thirsty للدلالة على السبب. Kylie loves cupcakes and donuts. هنا addition is used to express addition الإضافة وهنا عندي ما بين two words. Nor they couldn't go to the mall nor could we. nor تستخدم للدلالة على وجود خيار ويكون دائما بالمعنى المنفي. But contrast, Sandra likes oranges but not apples. or also for choice للخيار وتكون الخيارات مثبتة. Do you like coffee or tea? Yet أيضا قلنا بمعنى التناقض. The weather was very cold yet we played in the yard. So is used to express result. Luke was studying so he stayed up late. Now, regarding these fanboys, they are treated as simple coordinators. يعني الفان بويز ممكن أن نعتبرها أدوات ربط بسيطة باعتبار أنه مكونة من كلمة واحدة فقط. بالمقابل لدينا أدوات ربط نسميها correlative conjunctions. A correlative conjunction consists of two or more words that function together. إذن correlative conjunction هي عبارة عن أدوات ربط مؤلفة من كلمتين وهذه الكلمتين تستخدم سوية في الجملة. For example, either Bill or Mary wrote the poem. إذن هنا correlative conjunction هو either or. We have other correlative conjunctions like neither nor نستخدمها في النفي. Whether or, not only but or not only but also, both and. كلها تعتبر correlative conjunctions which are used as two words or more together in the same sentence. Now you can see here some examples of the correlative conjunctions. The first correlative conjunction is either or. It's my final offer. You can either take it or leave it. Both and. The results of the research are both impressive and alarming. Not only, but also. The car not only is economical, but also feels good to drive. Neither nor, when we have negation. Neither Norway nor Switzerland is in the European Union. Whether or, also to give some choice. He passed the test, whether bicycle or luck. And also we have no sooner than. No sooner had I finished watering the garden than it started raining. So these are the correlative conjunctions, and how they can be used in sentences. Now we come to the characteristics of coordination. ما هي مزايا الربط باستخدام coordination في اللغة الإنجليزية؟ Number one, the subject, providing it is the same subject, can be omitted when clauses are joined by some coordinators. أحيانا حين يكون نفس الفاعل مكرر في العبارة الفعلية الثانية فلا داعي للتكرار لأنه اللغة الإنجليزية لا تحب التكرار، فبهالحالة نحذف الفاعل المكرر. For example, John came home and cooked a meal. She always arrived late or didn't arrive at all. She hardly spoke nor listened. He did very little work, yet passed the examination. She attended the meeting, but said little. John went on holiday or took a break at home. نلاحظ في كل هذه الأمثلة حذفنا الفاعل، والسبب أنه نفس الفاعل الموجود في العبارة الفعلية الأولى، فلا داعي لتكراره. هذه إحدى مزايا coordination. Number two, it's possible to omit the repeated verbs. أيضا إذا كان الفعل مكرر فلا داعي لأن نكرر نفس الفعل بل نحذفه. Peter went to the market and Mary to the pub. نلاحظ هنا أنه الفاعل مختلف لكن الفعل مكرر، إذن لا داعي لأن نكرر الفعل، نحذفه ونعوض عنه باستخدام الفارزة. John ordered tea and Mary coffee. I bought a pen, Mary a camera and John a hat. نلاحظ هنا أنه الفعل هو نفسه يتكرر. لدينا ثلاثة أشخاص مختلفين وكل منهم اشترى شيئا مختلف، لكن الفعل هو المتشابه، فلذلك لا داعي لأن نكرر نفس الفعل لعدة مرات. Some ate bread and others rice. Also here we have omitted the verb ate because it is repeated. Number three, it's possible sometimes to omit the subject and the verb phrase or the auxiliary verb. أيضا أحيانا ممكن أنه نحذف الفاعل والعبارة الفعلية أو حتى نحذف الفعل المساعد إذا كان مكررا. She can play the piano and the flute. Here we have omitted the subject and the verb phrase. She can come or go. Here we have omitted the subject and the auxiliary verb because they are repeated. It's hot here in July but wet in February. Here we have also omitted the subject and the verb because they are repeated. So whenever we have repetition, there is no need to repeat the same words, but we prefer to omit them. Number four, coordinators can link multiple main clauses and we can omit the conjunction altogether until the end. Now, when we have multiple clauses يعني حين يكون لدينا أكثر من عبارتين فعليتين مربوطتين فلا داعي لأن نكرر أداة الربط قبل كل عبارة فعلية، بل نعدد العبارات الفعلية ونضع الفارزة ما بين كل عبارة فعلية والتي تليها، وقبل العبارة الفعلية الأخيرة نضع أداة الربط المناسبة. For example, I will take the train, I will catch a bus, I will hitchhike or I will drive. مثل ما تلاحظون هنا لدينا 4 عبارات فعلية مرتبطة معا، فلا داعي لأن نكرر أداة الربط قبل كل عبارة فعلية، بل نكتفي بوضع علامة الترقيم المناسبة ألا وهي الفارزة. In the second example also, he came home, fed the cat, cooked a meal, ate it in front of the television and went to bed. We have a number of clauses which are linked together, so there is no need to repeat the coordinator, but to put a comma and then put the right coordinator in front of the final clause. This is another characteristic of coordinators in English. Number 5, the clause which begins with the coordinator is fixed in its position. So we can have John came home and he cooked a meal. I will take the train or John can give me a lift. Here you can see that the coordinators have a fixed position يكون عادة موقع أدوات الربط الcoordinators ثابتا في الجملة لا يمكن تغييره. For example, we cannot say and he cooked a meal, John came home. And we cannot say or John can give me a lift, I will take the train. But this is possible for other conjunctions. For example, it is possible with subordinators. Subordinators can have more than one position in the sentence. So we can say, although he was tired, he gave me a lift home. Or we can say, he gave me a lift home although he was tired. So the position of subordinators is more flexible, but the position of coordinators is rather fixed. Number 6. When a coordinating conjunction is used to join two independent clauses, we separate them with a comma. إذن حين نستخدم أداة ربط من أنواع الcoordinators للربط ما بين عبارتين فعليتين مستقلتين لابد أن نضع الفارزة كي نفصل ما بين هاتين العبارتين الفعليتين المستقلتين. For example, she was hungry but she didn't eat. هنا لدينا عبارتين فعلية مستقلة، إذن لابد أن نضع الفارزة كي نفصل ما بينهما. However, if the second clause is missing the subject of the verb, no comma is used. لكن حين نحذف الفاعل لأنه مكرر في الجملة، ففي هذه الحالة لا داعي لأن نضع الفارزة. She was hungry but didn't eat. There is no comma here، والسبب إنه الفاعل محذوف من الجملة لأنه فاعل مكرر. Now you can see here when to use a comma and when not to use a comma. If and joins two independent clauses uses a comma. As we already said, إذا كنا استخدمنا مثلا أي أداة ربط كان تكون and أو أي أداة ربط أخرى للربط ما بين عبارتين فعليتين مستقلتين، ففي هذه الحالة لابد أن نستخدم الفارزة. He can drink and he can fight. As you can see here, the comma is present. But if you have coordination linking between two verbs, there is no need to use a comma. So, as you can see here, he can drink and fight. When there is a comma, there is an X on this sentence. This means that this sentence is wrong. And the reason for this sentence being wrong is that we don't have complete independent clauses. We just have verbs. So, in this case, there is no need to put any comma. Also here, you can see the rule for using commas with coordinators before words like and but, when they join two sentences also. If you have two sentences joined by using one of the coordinators, but or and, you have to put a comma. I love cake, but I hate chocolate. So the other sentence in which the subject is omitted, I love cake but hate chocolate, it's wrong to put a comma here. Okay, you have to have a full clause, a complete clause, so as to put a comma. Otherwise, if the subject is being omitted because it is repeated, then in this case you don't have to put any comma. This is the end of our lesson for today, in which we discussed all about coordination in English. I hope you find all the information here interesting as well as useful. In our next lecture, inshallah, we are going to study coordination in Arabic. Okay, I would like to thank you all for your attention and for your attending this lecture. Hope to see you soon, inshallah, in our next lecture. Of course, if you have any questions or any comments regarding the material presented in this lecture, I will be very ready to answer whatever questions that you may have. Thank you again and have a nice day, all of you.